Hello guys, this is Heflamok again. We are here with our third interview on the DreamHack Bucharest with the PGL Heroes of the Storm tournament, the first offline event, of course, besides the BlizzCon. I have Fnatic now with me, at least 3 of them. They just came out of a game that was, of course, not very up-cheering moment, but still, there's a loser bracket and those guys are really determined. But let's talk a bit about the common things, just like we did with the other teams. So, you guys are actually meeting up the first time again in real life. We know that you have like a boot camp, but it wasn't without problems. So tell me about what happened.
Okay, sure. Okay, so yeah, we went into bootcamp house like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, something like that. We had a couple problems like with internet, computers, we couldn't play, but yeah, we missed some practice for sure. It was not entirely unexpected that it would affect like our current level, the moving and stuff, but it hurt a bit more than it was expected. We still got to practice the last couple of days before moving into DreamHack, which was playing catch up basically, and I guess we're pretty happy with how much we managed to actually catch up on. And that's really about it. Like, we expected an impact anyway. We got a hard impact, but like for the long run, it's going to be fantastic. So, since we're staying there, so yeah.
So, effectively, you lost a week of practice, and nevertheless, you got 4 or 5 days practice in, which is similar to what the other teams already said they have as bootcamp time. So far, every team we had in the interview did some sort of bootcamp, or I don't know if you really want to call it bootcamp because it more or less was a meeting before the event. But of course, there was also another upset. You couldn't participate in the cup you qualified, entered the Storm. So was that really upsetting not to have this online practice before, for example, offline event?
Yeah, kind of. It was. We're expecting a lot more from online practice, especially since the dispatch is actually very complicated. Like, there's a lot of things to take into account. Pretty much every character in the game is viable now, which is incredible. And so yeah, we kind of. I'm not sure. Can we? Okay.
So, about the bootcamp, and there's always a bottom line. Like, you come out of your bootcamp, you go into the next stage, may it be a tournament or anything else. What are the weaknesses compared, for example, to when you played only online? Do you think you actually gained a lot in the bootcamp, or there's still some weaknesses you might have already before?
I think obviously the errors with the boot camp, like we lost more than we should have, like Lowell said. But overall, the boot camp, like the few days we did get over versus online practice, it's pretty huge. Like it's a whole nother level to be able to just physically talk to the person, talk about things. You can actually like sit behind them, see them play. Like you can comment on each other's stuff, and you just get things done so much faster. Like in the long term, when we're in the gaming house, it's gonna help a lot.
Like many players say that like the just being together, standing behind someone, watching replays, maybe even together like on a couch basis with chips and a beer is really sometimes helping, because it's like it's just better than sitting with a headset at home in front of Skype, for example. It makes it all a lot personal. But talking about personal preferences or even tournament formats, I want to talk a bit about tournament formats. There's one thing, the maps. Like, we all know that there are some maps that are just hated by certain teams. Some say, okay, we are desperate, maybe we want a snowballing map. The most hated maps at the moment is, I guess, Spider Queen by some teams, Haunted Mine by all teams. And what do you think, like future formats of tournaments, should they have some maps banned out, or we go for all the maps just as Blizzard feeds them to us?
Well, that will depend on the amount of maps actually, but like sooner or later there will have to be a cap, and I guess there will be like seasons, and the map pool will rotate for each season or something. I mean, that's what would make the most sense, I guess.
I mean, we saw it also in the past with Counter-Strike, for example, that some maps were actually declared tournament maps, while others, they just didn't feel balanced enough. So, yeah, maybe that's what we're going to see in the future with Blizzard. Talking about heroes, you already stated it's a very balanced patch. Almost everything is viable. We see 1 healer, 2 healer, no healer strategies. It's crazy what kind of things come out of like the captain's, drafters' mind whatsoever. However, we have the release 2nd June and to be honest, I was really surprised. Personally, I was very surprised. It's coming very fast. We don't have the greatest hero pool. We only have those maps. Now all the tournaments start with their format. Do you think it's too early? And if yes, why? What is missing to the game? What should be changed till the release is actually happening?
I think, I think my teammates will disagree with me, but I think that you actually build a game, a competitive game first around fun and making it fun for the community and for everyone, which means actually releasing a lot of characters, releasing new maps, releasing new styles of maps also, because we only have like this core 3-lane kind of thing, which doesn't really change from one map to the other. So yeah, I would say that.
So there have to be more things, less things, or we have to wait a bit with the release. I mean, it's not going to happen, but like, if you would put a release date, would it be 2nd of June? You say we are ready for it?
I mean, I'm happy that the game is going to be released soon because it's way sooner than I expected. Because then that's good for the game, hopefully, if they do it well.
So you expect the numbers also, like, let's say, I mean, there are several numbers in the business, obviously. We talk fewer numbers on Twitch or any other streaming platform. We talk about the actual player base, team, amount of teams in each and every scene. You think all these numbers I just mentioned, they're going to benefit from a release?
Yeah, of course. The numbers usually always go up. Like, if you look at Hearthstone, like, Hearthstone was relatively small, and then as soon as it hit release, it's like, it blew up.
Yeah. And then compared now to the beta, you think the beta was underwhelming in numbers, or you were happy with it as it is? I mean, the player base, the amount of teams, the competitive scene that is evolving.
I guess it was actually quite good. Like the amount of like big teams, sponsored teams even in the beta was really, really impressive, I guess. As for the actual number of just players, I'm not even sure where it is right now, but looks pretty good, and there's still a bit of open beta before the actual launch, like mid-May. So yeah, I think we're pretty good on numbers, and it's just gonna explode, I guess. So.
Okay, the last thing, talking pretty much just about the game, is ranked. I want to hear your opinion, just because all the other teams, it was top on the list, or on their list at least, ranked system. How does it feel when you, for example, just play casually without team practice whatsoever?
What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand your question.
Like, ranked, you think it's balanced, or it needs tweaking? Because you're rank 1 probably, so when you casually play alone instead of with your friends, suddenly you get rank 15, rank 20 people, and they destroy your game.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. Just improve the rank system. We need a ladder for sure, and we need a reward system for it, and that's it. Like.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit more strict on the matching with rank 1s with other things, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. As long as, like, when we get more players, it should be fixed with a little bit of tweaking of the numbers.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing that I would like to see personally is something after rank 1 or at rank 1 to distinguish, because like everybody who's like in the scene is rank 1. Like everyone who plays competitively is rank 1. So like there's no differentiation right now. That's what I would like to see personally.
Okay, so let's just say bottom line, it has to be improved. The approach, you would say player base will fix it. You say maybe a bit more stricter, and that will fix it. Everybody has a different idea. In the end, Blizzard will surprise us. So going back to the PGL tournament here, you just took a upsetting game, I guess, or upsetting series against Liquid, but you're not out of the tournament, obviously. You will rest now, eat something, refresh, and then go full back into it. Attitude didn't change, you're full of energy, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're in it to win it anyway. So like we had our game, we just need to win it in the winner final when we get back there, and that's it. So
there are potential winners. Fnatic, Liquid, Gamers too, like all of the teams we had here, all of them can definitely win it. And this is Saturday, DreamHack Bucharest here with the PGL tournament. Thanks for coming, guys. Any shout-outs, sponsors, mom, dad, friends from left to right?
Shout out to pretty much all my family. They're all supporting me. They're all watching on stream. They had to figure out, some of them had to figure out what like the internet was to watch me, but they're doing it. So shout outs to them. And shout outs to my teammates for coming with me here and putting in the hard work to get here.
Shout outs?
Oh, family, friends, girlfriend, and Fnatic, of course, for giving us that.
And obviously, like all the Fnatic sponsors, and especially Kingwin for like the opportunity of the bootcamp, the gaming house, and for helping us so much when we got in trouble with like internet computers. Like they're the only reason we actually got to practice. So we're super happy about that. Thanks a lot.
And that leaves me with the last shoutouts. Mom, dad, all my friends, all my sponsors that don't exist. No, thanks for watching, guys. This was Fnatic. They have to refocus now, of course, on their next games. The next team, of course, will come up. And on Sunday, we'll also interview the winner for you. That's it. Have fun, walk out.